Highway heading up towards Stevens Pass. Really beautiful out. It was raining in Arlington when I left, but it's supposed to be sunny on the other side of the Cascades. Get a little taste of the river here. My map doesn't show the name of it, so I can't tell you what it is, but you see the river right out there? Really pretty. Really beautiful. I always like the old Cascade Highway. I take it whenever I can. It's a lot more scenic. It's not very long, but I think that's the reason you have to get off the main highway too to take it. And you know, it's people in a hurry to get over the pass and whatnot. So you don't see very many cars on here, which is great for me. I love it. It's a nice and scenic little drive, and you know, check this out. It's not every day you get to see trees this size. Look at a massive tree there. Some part of ancient forest back here. You see, it hasn't been cut back there. Not much of that stuff around anymore. I love it. I love seeing this stuff.
Old Cascades Highway. Traveling east on Highway 2 from Seattle, you'll find remnants of the original Highway 2. There is a 7-mile section that's a joy to ride on a motorcycle. To get there, turn north at mile marker 55 prior to Stevens Pass to access the section seen here. A narrow lane twists and turns along the fern-covered riverbanks among old-growth forest before it merges back onto Highway 2. For the dual sport rider, there's an upper portion to Stevens Pass that can be navigated as well, but not by car. There's a footbridge crossing the Tye River that you can get your bike across. From there, riders will be taken over a deteriorated paved road up to Stevens Pass and back to the highway. Maverick Saddle. There are several routes to Maverick Saddle. Grizz chose to turn off Highway 2 towards Wenatchee Lake at Cole's Corner. You can get gas here if you need it and ride over to Fish Lake. From there, connect with Forest Service Road 6101. There's a junction where FS Road 6101 meets FS 300. Turn left to go up to Maverick Saddle.
We're on Forest Service Road 6101. Surprised. Look around me here. This is a nice campground. No one's here yet. I surmise that people will be showing up here later this evening or so. But yeah, we're going to go on Maverick Saddle, or the road up to Maverick Saddle. Some great views of the valley below, including Lake Wenatchee and Fish Lake, and you can see over to Leavenworth and down in Plain. Yeah, I'm just going to go over there and go over to Sugarloaf Lookout, and then go over to French Corral and make a decision whether to head down to Ardenvoir and then or head on up over towards Chelan. And then I want to head over towards Snowberry Campground, but camp high up tonight and enjoy the views of Chelan from high up in the mountains. We'll see what happens. Best laid plans, you never know. All right, let's go.
You'll earn your views on the ride up. It can be a challenge for new riders as conditions vary from year to year. Along the way, you'll be treated to stunning views of Lake Wenatchee, Fish Lake, and the Glacier Peak Wilderness area. There's some nice camping spots up here too.
Well, it's the view from the ridge up here. So looking towards Leavenworth. Quite hazy though because of the wind. Maybe look down here and see part of the road I came up. Maybe not. Zoom in. That's the road I came up on. Sugarloaf right up this way. Looks says we got about 6 or 7 miles to get to Sugarloaf, and then we'll take a break.
Sugarloaf Peak. When you leave Maverick Saddle, follow Forest Service Road 5200 for 7 miles towards Sugarloaf Peak and the Fire Lookout Tower. The ride up to Sugarloaf Peak is an undulating traverse along the ridge with a mix of gravel, deep ruts, and possible loose silt. But it's an easy ride for the most part. The combination of burn areas, abundant wildflowers, and panoramic views are phenomenal here. Sugarloaf Lookout was established in 1914. The big burn areas you see are a result of fires in 1970 and 1994, both of which threatened the lookout structure. Sugarloaf Peak. Really nice ride out here. You can see the lookout behind me there. And yeah, it's quite windy here. I actually behind some rocks. So shouldn't hear too much wind in here. Gosh, it's gorgeous up here. You can only imagine what this looked like before it all burned. You can see out towards eastern Washington right there. And actually there's a valley there that you can see where the Columbia River carves through. And Ardenvoir is in the valley before the India Valley there. That's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful views up here. French Corral. When you leave Sugarloaf Peak, you travel more of the high ridgeline for about 4.8 miles before arriving at the French Corral Junction. In the winter, the road to French Corral is groomed for snowmobiles and kind of cross-country skiers. In the summer, however, the trails here are perfect for dual sport exploring. The ridge views are very scenic and provide a means to go deeper into the mountain on seemingly endless Forest Service roads. Ardenvoir. The ride from French Corral Junction to Ardenvoir is about 12.2 miles. Most of it is downhill along Forest Service Road 5800. Once at the bottom, turn right and follow the Mad River Road to Ardenvoir. Be sure to stop at Cooper's General Store for a cold beverage, a snack, and you can send a postcard home as the store is also the local post office. This is your last chance to get gas for quite a while. Riding to Slide Ridge. From Ardenvoir, head to Mud Mountain Road through Palmich Canyon. Forest Service Road 8410 begins a nice, steady ascent up from the canyon to 5,000 feet elevation. The views on the ridge include old logging areas and burns for miles in all directions. At 5,200 feet, there's a sharp turn to the right and a faint trail heading out to a grouping of rocks out on a point to the left. This would be an excellent campsite with 360-degree views into the surrounding mountains and deep canyons. Definitely worth a stop to investigate and have a snack.
Well, I hope you can hear me. It's a little windy here. Really cool looking campsite. The views up here are spectacular. 360-degree views. You see out to Lake Chelan down there. And I think that goes into the Columbia River right down over there. Wow. We're just heading up into the Entiad this way. Unfortunately, all this burned several years ago, and it just has not been the same. It's kind of unfortunate.
Continue to nearly 6,000 feet and the road passes just below Baldy Mountain, which is at approximately 6,400 feet high. Truly, you'll hardly notice Baldy Mountain. Your eyes will be attracted to the epic views of Lake Chelan in the distance. The lake sits at about 1,100 feet. It's a good 5,000 feet lower than the road.
Out here overlooking Lake Chelan. Wow. That is quite the view down there. Wow. Well, this tells me we don't have too much farther to go. I think we start dropping down. We're at the high point now. We're like 6,000 feet. This is really something to see, though. Really something to see in the evening sun. Sally's been doing good. Good girl. Lightweight bike. There she is. Yeah. You having a good time? Oh!
Take care as you traverse the mountainside with steep drop-offs. Your eyes will be continuously drawn toward views of Lake Chelan. Along the way, you find Windy Saddle Trail ahead. This hiking trail takes you up to the 7,200-foot summit of Stormy Mountain. From this point on, Forest Service Road 8410 is also known as Slide Ridge Road. The road meanders along a ridge at 5,200 feet, getting ever so closer towards the mountains that drop off into Lake Chelan. There's several pullouts and possible camps off the high ridge directly above the lake. Bingo! Surprisingly, a prime site was discovered on Saturday, July 4th. A nice place to set up the tent, gave awesome views of Lake Chelan, about 4,000 feet above Hollywood Beach. The night was memorable. It was nearly full moon and shimmering off the lake, lighting up the camp so brightly that a headlamp wasn't needed.
So this is the view from my camp tonight. Unbelievable. Down in Lake Chelan right there. Let's kind of pan around. Unbelievable. Okay, what a spectacular day. I left Arlington this morning. A little later than I wanted to, but yeah, look at this campsite. Just got incredible views here. Found this campsite here, and I just pulled in and said, this is it. This is where I'm staying tonight. It's actually almost 9 o'clock, so I still haven't made dinner. But I have a nice little, actually a helmet's on there, but I got a nice little cooking stump there. And you can swing back here. You can see my bike and my camp, and directly behind me drops off straight down. I wouldn't say straight down, but a couple thousand feet. You can start rolling pretty good. Probably roll right into the lake. Ah, that's gorgeous. I can't wait until the sun rises in the morning. It's going to come right here. It's going to be beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Signing off for the evening. Love it! Well, good morning, everyone. I'm on this beautiful camp I found overlooking Lake Chelan here. Just getting breakfast prepared, as you can tell right here. Got a little bit of brekkie going. My coffee, can't go without coffee. Freeze-dried breakfast skillet, that's fine. Yeah, jet boil, the essentials. But look at that view out there. Yeah, look at that view. Looks like it's gonna be not too hot, not too cold to ride. Yay! All right, I'm gonna go over to Conconully. That will be a lot of fun. We'll see how that works out. Nothing too technical. Like to see some wildlife, but it is a 3-day holiday weekend, July 4th, with people setting off fireworks, unfortunately. So probably won't see much. Saw quite a bit yesterday. In fact, I think I had a bear visit me in the middle of the night. I heard some grunting and whatnot, and I woke up and got my bear spray out and my light and everything. Made lots of noise, and I heard like thumping going away. I got up this morning, was checking for tracks. I couldn't find any, so that doesn't mean I wasn't visited. It just means I couldn't see any tracks. But yeah, it was like yeah, it was you don't want to wake up at 2:30 in the morning hearing something like that just outside your tent. So I wasn't sure. I know it wasn't a hallucination, but anyhow, it was something. All right, well, let's have some breakfast and get going.
Chelan. Leaving the fantastic camp above the lake, it's time to drop in elevation and take the next leg of the route to Snowberry Bowl Campground and the Peak Trailhead. From there, you'll endure a bit of pavement for the steep drop toward the lake on Shady Pass Road. At the bottom, turn right and take a scenic paved ride over to Chelan. Be sure to pick up gas and groceries here, as there will be no more chances for the rest of the day. Cooper Mountain. Leaving Chelan, take Highway 150 to Boyd Road toward Cooper Gulch Road, which then merges with Cooper Mountain Road. Are you confused? It can be. Here's a tip from Grizz. Study your maps and tracks before leaving home. If you get in a bind, the locals are usually more than happy to help. You'll gain elevation quickly. Cooper Mountain is about 6,200 feet, and there's many side roads here, so be careful not to get lost. Stay on Maine Forest Service Road 3107. Grizz found an excellent future site for camping near the summit of Cooper Mountain, along the ridgeline in a beautiful open meadow. Cooper Mountain's just about 18 miles from Chelan.
Okay, I'm on top of Cooper Mountain, or very close to the top. Beautiful meadow right here. Making a mental footnote. Next time I come out here, maybe this is a camping site. It's really pretty here. Really pretty here. You look out across, I don't know if you can see it, but see the snow-capped peaks over there on the other side of Lake Chelan. I think I've been up there. Can't remember the name of it, but I do believe the other side of that is Phelps Creek. And if you go farther in, up there's Bonanza Peak and stuff back farther, just farther north up there. That's some rugged country, rugged country. Anyways, rugged country here too. Washington BDR, and also part of the Northwest Passage route. Great way to spend your time. Just pulled it here, had some lunch, and just enjoying the views, cooling off. Don't know how high we are. Let's see if I can tell. Almost 6,000 feet, so I think Cooper Mountain is technically 7,000, but so we're not exactly at the top. I can see we still have a ways to go over there to get up. But great campsite, great meadow to have a campsite. All right, let's hit it. Love it!
Fox Peak. Upon leaving the meadow, Grizz had a few miles of lonesome riding. The dense forest was burned back in 1994, I think, and it's now a ghostly stand of charred trees with new undergrowth. As Grizz was meandering along, his attention was caught by 4 motorcycles passing at a decent clip. This section of the route is part of the Washington Backcountry Discovery Route. Seeing dual sport riders here is to be expected. They stopped in briefly to say hello to Grizz the night before while he was setting up camp. After this brief encounter, Grizz had the trail to himself. Fox Peak is about 11.8 miles from Cooper Mountain. At about 5 miles, the Forest Service Road becomes known as 8220. There are fantastic peekaboo views of Lake Chelan. They can be seen to the south. The road makes its way towards Fox Peak at 6,200 feet along a high ridge. Just about a mile beyond Fox Peak, you come to a saddle where the road intersects Grade Creek Road. I call this Grade Creek Saddle. It's another excellent camping site. Gold Creek. At the fork of Grade Creek Road, continue straight as the road becomes Forest Service Road 4330. It's all downhill from here. Use caution and keep a check on your speed. The road looks like a fast ride down. However, there are sharp U-turns that can sneak up on you, and there might be a washout or two along the way. Grizz noticed the skid marks of 2 bikes that nearly missed just one of these turns. It's easy to forget sometimes that tires don't grab as well in the gravel. Also take note that there's deer in the area. On a previous trip, Grizz got distracted by a herd crossing the road and nearly missed his turn. The country here becomes much different as cedars and Douglas fir give way to big coniferous pines in the valley. Gold Creek will run parallel with you all the way down, ending at a bridge to join Highway 153. This is the Methow Valley Highway. Turn north here. The total mileage from Grade Creek Saddle to Highway 153 is nearly 16 miles. Methow Valley to Loop Loop Pass. Highway 153 passes through the small hamlet of Arlington. There used to be a general store here with gas, but Grizz noticed it has been closed down. Good thing you got gas in Chelan. Take a right turn at Benson Creek Road, about 5.1 miles north of Arlington. You'll notice it's now dry and arid country, and the heat sneaks up on you. Fortunately, it cools off as the road enters Finley Canyon. At this point, Benson Creek Road becomes Forest Service Road 4150. Here you begin a gentle ascent parallel with Benson Creek. This next bit can be confusing, so check your maps ahead of time. At 5.8 miles, the Forest Service Road crosses Benson Creek, and immediately afterwards there's a junction. Go left at the junction onto Forest Service Road 325 for 1.3 miles, and then merge onto Forest Service Road 41. Forest Service Road 41 eventually turns into what looks to be an old chip seal highway to Loop Loop Pass on Highway 20. Areas of big burns can be seen here. On this trip, Grizz chose not to go to Loop Loop Pass, but opted to ride part of the Washington BDR out to Highway 20. It's a longer but very scenic ride that joins Highway 20 approximately 6.1 miles east of Loop Loop Pass.
Out here on the final leg to Conconully, gonna hit Highway 20 and then go through Loop Loop Canyon. But this is a beautiful little section right through here, and it's just, gosh, it's just nice and green and lush. Surprised you don't see wildlife in here. It's so beautiful, really is beautiful, as opposed to the dry rocky burn areas I've been riding through most of the day. So yeah, this is a nice change in scenery. Really pretty, makes for a nice trail ride. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna hit Highway 20 here pretty quickly and go over to Loop Loop Canyon, and I think that'll make the final stretch or final run to Conconully, and maybe not even get there tonight. I gotta look for a camp. It's really weird, the weather's looking like it may rain. Look behind me. I didn't see it in the forecast a few days ago when I left, but that could change. But yet, if you look out over there, there's blue skies. So it looks like if it does rain, maybe not very much, I don't know. Let's hope for the best. Anyways, loving it! Love it!
Ruby. A short jaunt east on Highway 20 brings you to Balf Road. Head northeast for half mile onto Loop Loop Canyon Road, which eventually heads north through the scenic canyon. Along the way, Rock Creek Campground is a possible place for camping. In hindsight, Grizz should have stayed here for the night. Loop Loop Canyon is a fantastic ride. The inexperienced rider might feel a bit challenged here. It can be muddy and rocky with a couple of stream crossings, especially if it's been raining. In this particular case, it was not the road, but the cattle in the road that were getting annoying. At one point, a charging bull prevented Grizz from stopping to look at the China Wall. The China Wall looks like the remnants of an ancient castle, but is, in fact, the remnants of an 1889 milling operation. 2.7 miles further, another junction is encountered. If you're heading to Conconully, it's here that you have to make a choice. To the left is Peacock Mountain Road, which is an easy route that circumnavigates Peacock Mountain and drops into Conconully. Or turn right onto the Ruby Grade. It's a steep jeep trail of 1.5 miles to the bottom at the old town site of Ruby. Either way gets you to Conconully. However, the Ruby Grade can be a challenge, mainly because of the steep grade with even steeper drop-offs on the side of the road and loose rocks. At this point, it's beginning to get dark, and Grizz camped off the Salmon Creek Road not far.
A long day. I kind of kicking myself for not taking and making camp earlier. I ended up going across Highway 20 into Loop Loop Valley, and I was going to take the roundabout way to Conconully. But I saw that was pretty muddy and pretty wicked, so I decided to do the Ruby Grade here. And you know, the Ruby Grade was in good shape. Okay, let's pick up where I left off. Sorry, the battery went dead. So yeah, I decided to come down the Ruby Grade, and as I mentioned, they had graded the Ruby Grade. It was really nice, except for right at the top at the first turn, and it made a nice sweeping, well, it wasn't a nice big sweeping turn, it was a short turn, and it went downhill. I stayed on the inside, and they had a pile of rock there, and I hit I hit a big rock that rolled out of the dirt and just my front end rolled over it and fell over on the side. Nothing I could do really about it. It just went down to the side, which is fine. Nothing hurt. The soft luggage, you know, it's great. Soft luggage is fantastic. No dents, nothing. But the thing is, when I was picking the bike up, I noticed that my foot shifter, was missing. I looked down and it was laying in the gravel there. I couldn't figure out what's going on. It didn't look like it broke or anything. I'm not sure. Anyways, I don't have a shifter right now, which is kind of interesting. I'm gonna have to work on that in the morning. It's about 9 o'clock at night. I'm just bushed. Like I said, I should have taken camp a heck of a lot earlier before I crossed Highway 20. Around 5 o'clock. I thought it was a little too early. I thought I'd find something, but you know, so the thing is about this camp is you kind of see these gravel pads here. These are not visible from the road. I actually pulled in, was looking for doing some hobo camping here, or you know, off-road, and I found this little side road someone had plowed in, and then there was gravel part way up and 3 pads here. So I just came here and set my tent up. You know, it's private land. I suspect it's native land or something, but I'm not hurting anything. Just camping here one night. Don't want to get in trouble for trespassing on land. Just tell them I had bike problems, which is the truth, and it was late in the day. So all in all, not a bad camp. I'm actually hearing woodpeckers and birds singing. It's a burn area. This area was spared there near the river, but going up the mountainside, it all caught fire at one point. But it's a nice place. Nice place. All right, tomorrow we'll see what happens. Love it, love it.
The next morning I was able to make the necessary repairs to my shifter. I always carry tools, Loctite, wire, and heavy-duty wire ties to do any road repairs. In this case, I was able to use my stainless steel wire to wrap my shifter onto the lever. I left enough of it out so that my big toe on my boots could easily manage the job.
Conconully. Grizz made some repairs to his broken shifter. After that, it was an easy ride on Salmon Creek Road over to Conconully. Conconully began as a gold miners' camp and served as the county seat from 1888 to 1914. In 1894, the town was devastated when an unusually heavy storm caused Salmon Creek to overflow. Debris-filled water more than 30 feet high rushed through canyons toward the town. More than 42 buildings were destroyed and 1 person was killed. Conconully has a small general store with minimal groceries and gas. Old Baldy Mountain. Head east out of Conconully on Forest Service Road 2017, and at 3 miles, veer right onto Forest Service Road 37. Stay on Forest Service 37 for 14 miles to reach Old Baldy Peak. Baldy Peak is nearly 8,000 feet in elevation and offers spectacular views. There's a hike here at the Gym Trail. It's absolutely worth it on a clear day. You can get views of the Yakima Valley and Cascade Crest, and they're just stupendous. Don't forget to enjoy the wildflower show along the way. Unfortunately, the area around Baldy Mountain suffered a severe burn several years ago, but there is an upside to this. The views looking down the valley of Boulder Creek are delicious and worthy of a stop or two to soak up the smells of mountain heather, the sounds of birds chirping, and the delicious views of the Cascade Crest.
Smells good up here. I'm just on the west side of Baldy Mountain on my way to Leavenworth. What a beautiful road. Even though it's all burnt out, there's lots of Indian paintbrush, lots of heather, and lots of these other flowers. I don't know what they all are, but gosh, it smells good up here. Incredible view laying on that rock and just looking down the valley. I think one car passed. I've been here about an hour. This is on a 3-day weekend outside of Winthrop, Washington. So actually you can find remoteness out here. Really cool, really cool. All right, let's get back on the road here. Oh, this heather and this alpine lupin. Oh man, this is gorgeous.
Winthrop. Leaving Baldy Mountain, it's about 25 miles to the town of Winthrop. It's a wonderful ride downhill following Boulder Creek all the way. Winthrop is known for its old American West motif. Makes it a tourist destination, but don't be fooled. This area is a fantastic jumping off point for many adventures. Hiking, cross-country skiing, horseback riding, and of course, dual sport motorcycling. North Cascades Highway. There are not many options to cross the Cascade Mountains. Heading northeast up the Methow Valley is an absolute gem, as it is a gateway to one of the most stunning highways in all of America. Upon leaving the Methow Valley, the views are legendary. There's many opportunities to pull off and look at snow-capped mountains, glaciers, rivers fed by glaciers, waterfalls, and emerald green colored lakes. To rush through here would just be a sin. Take your time and enjoy some of the best scenery on the planet.